This week in Louisiana Agriculture, after a massive explosion, will the Smith Creamery reopen for business? Some answers in the aftermath.
I'm A.J. Sabine here in Thornwell, and I'll tell you the story of one farmer who's written off his rice crop because of saltwater intrusion.
Conditions are ripe for wildfires as we head into 4th of July weekend. I'm Avery Davidson with that story ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael Danna. Thanks so much for joining us. More details are coming to light about the explosion at the Smith Creamery in Mount Hermon, Louisiana in Washington Parish. An early morning explosion June 22nd destroyed one of the state's most well-known locally run milk bottling plants. The damage at the facility was extensive, and right now it is unclear whether Smith Creamery will reopen. The damage shows the signs of a massive explosion, one that leveled the 9-year-old creamery. It was in March of 2002 that the first bottle of Smith Creamery milk came off the bottling line here. Today, twisted metal, empty milk bottles, and broken cinder blocks are all that's left.
That's my life, and that's kind of the way my life is right now, all in a mangle.
For Warren Smith, the explosion destroyed nearly a decade of hard work as he challenged the odds in Louisiana's faltering dairy economy. The blast, according to residents, could be heard 4 miles away. Debris was found a quarter of a mile away, attesting to the sheer force of the explosion. The windshield on one of Smith's delivery trucks was shattered. On the night of the explosion, Smith said residents told him there was a power surge, with their lights glowing brightly, then dimming almost into darkness. And Smith Creamery lies at the end of the power line.
It sounded pretty loud. As my wife said, she thought it was the end of the world. It was just a really odd feeling. You know, I saw the creamery was gone in the fire, so I told her to call 911. I told her it wasn't a house. She didn't know where it was a house. I didn't either. In other words, we didn't know what had happened.
Just what caused the explosion here at the Smith Creamery is still under investigation, but Warren Smith says there has been some misinformation about what might have caused the blast. He said initially there was some speculation that inside the facility was a 600-gallon propane tank as well as stored diesel fuel. Warren Smith said that was not the case. The farm's only propane and diesel storage tanks are about 30 yards away from the plant site and appear to be intact. Smith said no such milk bottling operation would ever have such volatile materials stored inside the plant.
Well, you can see where debris hit the side of the wall, and it's kind of bowed in a little bit, and all along the entire roof line, the wall was pushed in.
Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Reed Riley says this equipment shed, which stands between the creamery and the Smith's home, absorbed much of the force of the blast. Riley said the company has been working with the Smiths since the morning of the explosion because the creamery is their only source of revenue.
We want to do whatever we can do to process any claim we have as fast as we can and get some revenue back to them where they've got some money to repair and start operating again.
Smith Creamery was probably best known for its chocolate milk, which many described as a milkshake in a bottle. The loyal customers and friends of Smith Creamery say they're not ready to see the Smith brand disappear as a result of the explosion.
I know we've had neighbors and other farmers already say, you know, they're ready to help donate, you know, some people and personnel and equipment to help him get going and clean up and get back on his feet. That's what we do.
Appreciate all the support from all the people that concerns, that calls, everything. In other words, we appreciate it. They just don't know how much we appreciate it.
Lance Lamarca, supervisor of the arson division of the Louisiana Fire Marshal's Office, tells This Week in Louisiana Agriculture that the cause of the explosion will officially be listed as undetermined. However, he said his agency could not rule out accidental causes. Smith Creamery had just 3 employees. Warren Smith said his milk came from just one local dairy producer. And as you heard, Warren Smith and his wife Sandra are still trying to come to grips with what happened at their farm.